Hi, I'm JD. I am a 50 plus something year old former corporate leader who left the conference room to pursue eBay reselling full time journey. It's been interesting, but I think it's worth it. And I hope you'll stick around. So, welcome to my channel. I created this channel to prove to you and to myself that it's never too late to start over and build something profitable. Now, how profitable is up to you, it's up to me. But personally, I am not here to sell you on the whole get rich quick journey overnight because that's not what I'm doing. For me, it's a steady income. And I've been blessed to be able to still stay home with my family and enjoy, my children, my husband, without having to worry about the whole corporate world. So this has allowed me to do that the past 3 years. So stick around and hopefully I have some tidbits for you that's going to help you too if you're new to this. So I will say, disclosure ahead of time, that this video thing is new to me. So I will look down, reference my notes because I'm not there yet. So bear with me because I promise you I will work to get better. So today I'm sharing the truth about starting an eBay business over 50. I'll share the rewards, the challenges, the things I wish I knew when I started, and hopefully, again, it will help you. So the first thing is you're not starting over, you're starting smarter. I have to keep telling myself, I'm not starting over. I didn't have all this work experience in the corporate world for nothing. And I'm hoping, again, that that registers with you. So don't look at it as starting over, you're starting smarter. Because most people 40 to 50 years old think that it's too late. In reality, we have acquired so many skill sets and so much knowledge over the course of the jobs we've held that really will help us in this journey, believe it or not. So reselling isn't just at face value, where it doesn't require some of those skills that again, as mature adults, we have. Especially if we were mature working adults, we've acquired quite a few skills that I'm sure will serve us well. It served me well. So when my corporate office closed its doors for the second time, I was a victim of a casualty of closure, site closure. I realized I had some skills that I could offer. At first, of course, I experienced all the emotions that there are probably in the dictionary. I was sad. I felt betrayed. I felt lost, insecure. I felt hopeless. And that's natural. I know in today's world, we have so many job losses out there. So, again, I hope this inspires you, especially if you're over 40, over 50. It's definitely not too late. I will say, then I realized that my job was not my identity. It wasn't who I was or who I am. And then I reflected and I realized as I started selling on eBay, wow, I'm using a lot of the skills that I've acquired on my job as a leader, such as consistency, accountability, responsibility, planning, and customer care, customer centricity. That's a big one. Woo, especially the customer centricity, because you're going to get some customers that will send you all kinds of messages. But that served me well to have that professional experience where I can handle the customer inquiries with confidence. Because all of those skills are transferable to starting and selling on eBay or reselling anywhere, but particularly eBay, because that's the majority of where I sell. Now, I also think that if you're 40 or 50 plus, that we actually have some of this a little bit more foundational skills that, some of the younger generation may not have or may not have built upon yet. They are solely maybe relying on their hustle which nothing's wrong with that. I admire them for that. I particularly admire them for their social skills, their media skills. I'm still learning that stuff. They're tech savvy. I give that to them, and I admire that they have the entrepreneurial spirit because I hadn't always had that. So, what I did realize is at 53 and still raising a young family, and my husband is retired. I have two children who are in the fifth grade, and one is a junior in high school, that I don't have time to fail. I wasn't too old to start over. You're not too old to start over. But I was just too experienced to waste time doing it the wrong way. I don't have that time. I don't have the luxury of time, and I realize that. So we make the best of what we're dealt, right? Some challenges that I faced when I started this journey about 2 years ago, and I still face, if I'm being real, is the tech learning curve. So though I've been dabbling in selling on eBay for quite a while, gosh, I would say for about almost 19 years, it was very sporadic, so it wasn't full-time. But boy, did I learn. Going into this full-time really just highlighted the learning curve that I had to go through. So you're going to go through a learning curve. Unless you're tech savvy. I don't want to take that away from you. I'm tech savvy. I'm not tech savvy. I lie. I'm not tech savvy. So that extended my learning curve, but that wasn't all. It was the physical demands, such as sourcing the inventory. Then you have to list all the items. Then you have to organize. And I am not, by any stretch of the imagination, I am not your organization geek. Never had it in the corporate world. Thank God for admins. But I'm my own admin now, so I have to have that. But it's okay. I'm getting there. Oh, and we can't forget all the other administrative skills that you have to have. All the details, such as, again, servicing your customer. If they have a question, you have to make sure you're responding to them right away. Keeping up with posting items, so many items per day. Making sure, again, that you're removing the items that sold on the other platforms. So if you're cross-listing, meaning if you're selling on multiple platforms such as eBay or Mercari, Poshmark, Etsy, making sure you remove those immediately unless you're using an app that does it for you. So it's a lot of the admin, all those details. And I'm not saying all this to scare you. I don't want to sabotage the purpose of the video. Is really to keep it real and to share with you some of the challenges, but also many, many rewards that comes with this. Trust me, you'll see. I'd probably scare you more if I showed you my storage. I'm not going to show you that because, again, I'll sabotage this video. That's not my purpose. So it's your turn. I want you to please put in the chat some of the skills that you have brought from your previous jobs or any role that you've held in the past few years that will help you with selling on eBay or selling on whatever platform. So let's hear it. Maybe that's customer service. Maybe it's your analytical skills, adaptability, photography. That's a big one. So put it in the chat. I'd be very interested in knowing what that is. Because if you put it in the chat and you go back and look at it later, it's going to seal the deal for you. You're going to remember when you start selling on eBay, oh yeah, I can use this skill. This is why I'm a natural at it. And hopefully that will encourage you. So for me, the skills that I brought from the corporate world was professionalism, the customer centricity, customer communication, timely communication. All of that plays very well into handling the customers, and it helps what you call your feedback rating. Your feedback rating, to me, I liken it to your credit score. That's just what the customers, how much they trust you. That's your stamp. You want a high feedback rating. So being prompt with your responses to your customers is always going to be one of the top things that you want to make sure that you are on top of. The other thing that I brought from our corporate world is efficiency, making sure I'm working harder, not smarter. Yes, that's an old adage, but it holds so true today. Being efficient with your time, because I'm on my own clock, right? So it's easy to sit back and just procrastinate, take your time, do what you do, because you're answering to you. That's not, I learned that early on. That is not the way to go. So being efficient was one of the skills that I brought from my corporate world. Financial discipline, that's another big one. Knowing what your margins are, knowing how to reinvest. I hired my children, my two daughters work for me, and I'm teaching them the same thing because it's twofold. It helps them learn financial discipline. Now they're buying their own school clothes, and they may not buy those shoes that they thought, that mama bought the past few years. At least not the expensive ones. But that's something that you learn, that I brought rather from my job, is financial discipline. Leadership mindset, delegating tasks. Again, I delegate a lot of the tasks to my children, and again, that teaches them how to complete tasks, do it timely, do it efficiently, do it well, do it with quality, a quality mindset. And again, it helps them along the entrepreneurial journey that hopefully one day they'll have. So if you're already selling or reselling, or you're starting to sell on eBay, here's a couple of tips that I would want you to keep in mind. Gather items from your home. Gather them from family or friends, free of charge. Things that they may be considering taking to Goodwill or whatever. Take it. Grab it. Practice posting your items, maybe 2 to 3 a day, whatever that number is. There's no magic number. The magic number is whatever number works for you. And do it consistently. That way you get your practice in, pretty much free of charge, other than the fees that it may cost to post on eBay, your starting fees. But your items are free. I will share a story. I was in Goodwill about a week or two ago, and this lady comes up to me. She had a cart full of stuff, and she says, I couldn't help but notice you were using your phone and you're pricing items. Or no, she didn't say I was pricing items. She said, you're using your phone. Were you pricing items, or do you resell? I was like, well, yes, I do. And she says, well, great, that's something I wanted to get into, but I don't know where to start. I just retired. I'm trying to figure out what to do with my time. And she says, I don't know what I'm doing. And she points at her cart. And I'm like, oh gosh, I saw me all over again when I first started. And the biggest advice I could give her in that moment was, if you don't know what you're doing, one thing you're doing is you're probably going to waste money. No one wants to waste money. Now, of course, if you want to waste money, keep rolling with the cart. But, I shared what I wish I knew, because I'm sure in some of the videos you've heard of death piles. Well, I have one. I'm a proud owner, not so proud owner of a death pile, because no one gave me that advice, or I didn't know it until it was a little too late. So start from around your home, things that you already have. Trust me, there's a lot of valuable things around your home. You may not think they're valuable, but trust and believe. If I have some around my home, you have some around yours. So that's number one. Start from your home, or start from anything that your family can donate to you. And practice. Practice, practice. Number two, I lost my point of thoughts. There it is. Respond to customers right away. I think I said it earlier in the video. A customer reaches out with a question, respond right away. You didn't waste your time nor the energy to get that listing up for it not to get the attention that you want it to get. So while it has some attention, respond to it. You're going to have customers where you're rushed to respond to them and you may not hear back from them. Yeah, that's a disappointment. It's even maybe more of a disappointment if they respond back and they say, oh, it's too small, or oh, it's not what I'm looking for, or it's not the right color, or the measurements aren't right. But at least you responded. Um, so just always keep that in the forefront of your mind. Those are just two tips that I wish I had when I first started. Now, if I could tell my younger self one thing when I first started, or if I was to start this when I was younger, however you want to look at that, is that perfection and procrastination is a progress killer. Progress killer. So don't procrastinate. There's no such thing as perfection, at least not in this world, and not that I've experienced. But you do get the joy of seeing yourself progress. And in order to progress, you have to start, right? So let's get started. I am here for you. I'm excited that, okay, so I procrastinated doing this first video. I was supposed to do this first video December of last year. Yes, I know. Hypocrite. But hey, I started. That's the key. And I want you to start too. The other thing, if I could tell my younger self, one other thing is you don't have to be a tech genius to get started. Just be consistent. That's one way that I was able to figure things out, was being consistent. And that's why when I said earlier to start posting items, 2 or 3 a day, whatever that magic number is for you, I wouldn't say start high, because you want to be able to be consistent and you don't want to feel defeated before you get started. But start somewhere, because again, consistency is key. And the third thing that I will tell myself is start with what you have and grow from there. I'm not speaking just of the items, but your skill set, your strengths. You're going to grow. If you grow, if you go. Go and do it. Get started. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for me. I'm rooting for all of us. So here is what I will say. If you're over 50 or 40 or 50, and you're thinking about starting your own eBay business, or you're just doing it as a supplemental income, drop a comment below about your biggest fears, or whatever questions you may have. And I promise you, I will do my best to respond, because I just sat here and spelled out the importance of customer centricity and customer response. So now I'm going to have to hold up to that with you. Okay, not that you're my customer, but hey. Next week, I will share with you what I wish I knew when I became a full-time reseller. I know I shared some of that with you, a couple of pointers with you, but I will do a full video and I will evolve. And you can tell me what would you like to see in some future videos from me as a fairly newer full-time reseller, as a business owner, as an employer of my kids. Any questions you may have, just let me know. I appreciate you staying and listening this far, and I will love to get your feedback. And again, don't forget to share some of your fears or any questions you may have. And I would love for you to like and subscribe, please. Thank you. Until next time.